I'm Kevin Conroy, and I play Batman in Arkham Underworld.
Batman Arkham Underworld takes place several years before the events of Arkham Asylum, which gives us a really rich landscape to tell some backstories and some stories you might not know yet about some of the most famous characters and villains in the world of Gotham.
Batman plays an interesting role in Arkham Underworld. To the player, he is an enemy. He is a foil showing up to ruin the player's day.
You're going back to Arkham.
Batman isn't really trusted yet. He doesn't have a relationship with the police yet. He's not considered a hero as we consider him now. When you're casting Batman, there really isn't a lot of discussion. We just need to get Kevin Conroy.
Give it up, Croc. You're going back to Arkham.
This is the only time I've seen an instance where the player is actually the bad guy playing against Batman. And I think that's going to be very interesting for people playing the game. I've always focused everything on all the villains within the game. Now I'm having to focus on the player, too.
You have to be stopped.
Kevin's been the voice of Batman for a couple of decades now. It's the voice that everybody knows. It's the voice you think of when you try to imagine Batman.
Batman is the noblest hero of all the superheroes because he has no superpowers. He's just a mortal guy who chooses to devote his life to curing the ills of the world.
If you had done things differently, I might have been able to help you.
I think the voice comes out of the pain of his childhood and losing his parents.
Not important now. I'm taking them down.
It's almost a very operatic character. He's a grand character. He's the archetypical hero.
I knew you'd come here, Victor. Give it up.
I think this story takes place at an interesting time.
This is obsessive, even for you, Edward.
It's a period that I haven't recorded before in anything I've been working on.
If you want to live like a beast, Wayland, you can do it in a cage at Arkham.
He's just establishing his credibility with the police, who he's going to have to work with for the rest of his career.
You're going to pay for what you've done to these people, Scarecrow.
Bruce is the performance. He puts on his suit. He puts on his suave demeanor. He puts on his sarcasm, his wealth, and he confronts the world. And that's the performance. And when he's in the Batcave, when he's alone, when he's allowed to take off the armor that he presents the world, that's who he really is. And that's when the voice, that's where I found that voice. It's that voice is not the performance. That voice is the performance.
Let him go. I'm the one you want.
Batman is the ultimate challenge to the player, right? He is the character that we are going to measure up against toe-to-toe in a fight with our supervillains against him.
And that means you'll get to do something you've never got to do in any other Batman game before. You'll actually get to beat Batman and send him back to the Batcave.
As you progress through the game, he's going to also get more powerful, and he's going to be trying to step up his game to combat the crime in the city. When you meet Batman, he's a force to be reckoned with, right? He can be pretty devastating to your thugs. Just like we see in other games, he will beat up a whole bunch of goons pretty quickly and dispatch them.
Rule Gotham City in Batman Arkham Underworld.
Hi, my name is Dino Andrade, and I am the Scarecrow in Batman Arkham Underworld. There's two sides to him. There's the original Dr. Crane, and then the Scarecrow that he turns into. And Crane is very much a Shakespearean villain, a person who feels he's been wronged, doesn't think of himself as a villain, whereas Scarecrow is like that evil alter self. The whole idea is that you're playing a mob boss who has to go through a number of small missions in Gotham City to build up your reputation. And as you build up your reputation, you become known with other mobsters. And eventually you build your way to becoming acquaintances, associates, however you want to put it, with major supervillains and continue to make a mess of Gotham City. Essentially, you're playing a bad guy. He has his fear toxin, which he can administer either by injection through needles that he has affixed to a glove on his hand, and or through fear toxin grenades. All the abilities that they've given him fit with the personality of the Scarecrow. I mean, at first when you hear the teleport, you want to wait, but then again, you're talking about somebody who just can pop up. Of course the Scarecrow's going to do that. It's amazing stuff, and they all fit within that character. He's really fun to play what is essentially a demon. Do I make you uneasy? It's not going to be just his appearance that is going to be frightening. What he can do is frightening. Fear me, not the Reaper. I wanted to keep his laugh maniacal. I always wanted the kind of laughs where something strikes him funny and he just can't hold the laughter back, so it becomes more of a confronting Batman is always fun. Taunting the Bat. You're in my world now, Batman. This is the Scarecrow. Play Batman Arkham Underworld, or I will see you in your dreams.
Go forth, my soldiers! Fill the streets with chaos in the name of Bane!
Bane has two main abilities, and one is the Venom Rage. Then he has a charge ability where he goes at things like a train and can just blast stuff out of the way.
Come, Batman, let us battle for the fate of Gotham.
Hey, I'm John Polito. I'm playing Carmine Falcone in Batman Arkham Underworld.
In Arkham Underworld, the players get to be crime bosses, and they are jockeying for power, even with each other, with the other players, to see who will be the top crime boss of Gotham.
Carmine Falcone is really the guy that's ruling the underworld of Gotham City.
Falcones have been ruling the criminal underworld of Gotham City for years and years and years.
He's got everybody in his pocket, from the police to all the little districts. He's got property ownership, he's pulling political moves, and he's not playing nice, he's very old school.
We looked at people who'd played Carmine Falcone before in the animated series, in films, but we also looked broader. We wanted to see actors who had done this style of mobster before.
Someone mess with your place? You're not the only one who can hire the freaks.
John Polito is this great character actor. He's got this gruff East Coast accent.
When we got to the recording studio with John, there was this very nice moment where he said, okay, show me my character. Show me who I am. Let me see. And we show him the image of Carmine Falcone in the game, and he goes, oh, he's me. In that case, I got this.
I don't often visit the Bowery. The neighborhood is beneath me. Subtlety is not my middle name. This has got to be my favorite headline of the year. I talk loudly all the time, so it was easy to do. If you want a place in my empire, you need to command the respect of your soldiers. It was a very easy process to play all the horrible sides of me as a person. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Carmine Falcone. People call me the Roman. It was a lot of fun to be able to just basically picture anybody I liked or didn't like who's playing the game and yell at them and coerce them. Let that be a lesson. No one goes up against Falcone and wins. Things are awry in Gotham City right now, and there are any number of superheroes appearing, all of which kind of drive him crazy. To him, they're men in costumes. He's got political figures that are giving him problems, particularly this district attorney, Dent. A white knight falls.
He's trying to reform Gotham. It's corrupt from top to bottom. But if Harvey Dent can change that, it's going to undermine the foundation of Carmine Falcone's empire.
You actually have to team up with the supervillains that are around Gotham and in this game. I see you're using those costume freaks in your operation.
We take you through a whole storyline. As you gain power, Falcone's gonna be a little wary of you, distrustful of you. At times, maybe he'll work with you. At times, maybe we get to double-cross him.
Show me what you can do. There may be a place for you in my organization. Rule Gotham City in Batman Arkham Underworld.
My name's Maurice LaMarche, and I play Mr. Freeze in Batman Arkham Underworld. His redeeming quality is his love for his wife. His wife had a very rare and incurable disease. His solution was to cryogenically freeze her. And the CEO of the company he worked for then stole the technology she was encased in. And in the ensuing battle, he was drenched in the chemicals that are used in cryogenics, and it altered his metabolism. He must exist in sub-zero temperatures in order to survive. The player actually starts out as a bad guy. He will align himself with various supervillains to acquire more territory, more neighborhoods, more of Gotham City. Freeze has both his freeze gun, which we've seen in the other games, but he also has this overcharge ability where he can just shoot out a wide burst of freezing energy and freezes anything within about 10 feet of himself.
Retrieve my belongings for me, and you shall be generously compensated for your services.
Everything is played very much like this. You are in my world now, Batman.
If you give me no option, I will fight you.
For this game, things had to come up just a little bit. So the energy of Freeze became more impatient and perhaps more staccato.
Why must you always interfere, Batman?
You'll do everything in your power to help me save my Nora. Fail me, and you'll know what it is to freeze.
I'm Tara Strong, and I play Harley Quinn in Batman Arkham Underworld. Harley is complicated, you could say. She embodies everything about a loving girlfriend, as well as a sociopath and crazy person. When you play this game, you're actually a crime lord. Your goal is to take over Gotham. The more successful you are at the game, the more friends you have, and Harley's one of these friends, and she's a boss, and she's really cool, and she comes with some great fighters and weaponry. My favorite is the Jack-in-the-Box, and you can throw the Jack-in-the-Box and it'll attack all of the bad guys to Harley in the room and blow their heads off and burn them. I hear a lot of times, like, we want to hear more from Harley and her backstory and more of what's going on, and I think this game will deliver some of that to the fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about!
To get into the studio and play someone that's willing to blow people away for her love is pretty cool.
Woohoo! Another shot at the Batman!
I get a lot of frustrations out playing Harley.
Oh, I'll show you some moves, B-Man. Just sit still!
Yeah, I think Harley's crazy comes through in pretty much every line.
You're so jumpy, Batman! And kicky!
She's more confident, so the performance level is a little higher.
You really ought to take a vacation, Batman! Listen to me, I'm a doctor!
My favorite line in this game is,
You think you scare me? Have you met my boyfriend?
I definitely want that on a t-shirt.
Hey everybody, this is Harley, and you better play Batman Arkham Underworld. I said so! Or my pudding will get you, right, sweetie? Go play it!
Hi guys, I'm Kari Payton. I play Killer Croc in Batman Arkham Underworld. You are building this army and you're about to take over things. But you're gonna need somebody to help you out, right? So you get these masterminds, Harley Quinn and the Riddler. It's all about strategy. It's all about how you deploy these guys into Gotham City. The cool thing about Killer Croc is that he looks like this big, huge, monstrous, brainless thing, but he's not. He's actually a thinking man's kind of criminal, you know? He doesn't go in first. He sends the pawns in first to take care of business. Once he goes in, it's all over. The dude's got shoulders and arms attached to him with fingers like knives. When you've got a couple of guys that you need to get killed and you don't want to take a lot of time, sometimes you just pick them up, snap the neck, and throw them against the wall. And of course, Killer Croc can do that.
Come back here, Batman. We're not finished. You coward!
He's a crocodile to his core. I remember when I auditioned for it, I just spent a lot of time just kind of breathing him in. Just feeling him in there, you know, and you kind of take in that sewer air. It doesn't come in smoothly. It comes in like a hard drag on a cigar. The lines are great.
Rule Gotham City.
But the growling is what I love about Killer Croc. There's a line that I say in this game that's kind of exemplary of Killer Croc.
I'll rip you apart, Batman!
He's kind of like that cat that stalks around, You know, he waits a minute, you know, and kind of lets his minions beat on you for a while, and then he comes in to finish the job.
He's here. Batman. Make a mess of everything in Batman Arkham Underworld.
Hi, this is Wally Wingert. I'm playing the Riddler in Batman Arkham Underworld. The Riddler is more nerd-type villain. He's this guy named Edward Nygma, Enigma. It becomes a game to him to lure Batman into certain traps by using the intellect that he just knows Batman will never figure out, and of course Batman as a result will die. Batman always figures it out. Unlike the other games where you're playing all the hero characters, this game you're actually playing as a bad guy, which finally, we who voice bad guys finally say, yes, finally somebody gets to play as us and we get to rue the day, we get to save the day. He comes loaded with a lot of firepower and a lot of great intellectual stuff that he will use, including the hologram, which is great. He can toss a hologram over in the corner, everybody will run to that, and he can, sneak in and then blow the guys away with what he has.
Why is a woman in love like a welder? They both carry a torch.
Because it's so well written.
The 8 of us go forth, not back, to protect the king from a foe's attack. Pawns, you imbecile!
There are guys who sit up all night with their computers writing this stuff, and it's just absolutely brilliant. And we'll come into a session and see these lines. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Who left this mental lackwit in charge? I have billions of eyes, yet I live in darkness. I have millions of ears, yet only 4 lobes. I have no muscle, yet I rule 2 hemispheres. What am I? It's the human brain, idiot.
The Riddler does go into those dark places from time to time. For example, the line from the game is,
how do you stop a dog from barking in July? Easy. You shoot the dog in June.
He just revels in saying this weird, dark stuff, but with such joviality.
Come back, Batman! I have more riddles for you!
This is the Riddler speaking, inviting you to play Batman Arkham Underworld. Do you have what it takes? Can you riddle with the best? Me, the Riddler? Prove it.